Um, saw some good things, saw some bad things, as a lot of times. Um, that's one of those games that hurts because you see how big and important it is, and it's one of the ones you wish you could get back. But hey, we're moving next. We're worried about what's next in this game ahead. So,
As far as the offensive line, like, what do you think are some of the key things that you're going to be able to build off of in the last game?
I think even just this week in practice, like Des Holmes and I, we've kind of been trying to emphasize just n- knowing when you can do a certain technique, or knowing when your help is going to be there, or knowing when you can do something. Like we have some guys that aren't as experienced, so just getting them to lock in and focus on the small details. Because when you're watching the game, you don't see the small details. You see a sack or you see a block or a pressure. That's all you see. So we're trying to prevent those things with the little things, if that makes sense.
Ladarius, do you feel like regardless of how the performance went for you guys on the O line against a really tough opponent on the road, do you feel like regardless of how that went, that prepares you guys a little more for some of the defensive fronts you guys are going to face in conference play in particular?
I'll give those guys credit. That was definitely one of the better fronts we'll see this year. So just having seen those, I love, like, I would rather see them now than see them later. I want them at their freshest, at their best, when they're healthy and all that. So just, I think for me that was another game, but I think that's really awesome for some of the guys that don't have this experience to get to go to a hostile environment, play a really good team, and experience that. So
Darius, what are you seeing in your guys' preparation leading up to Eastern Michigan? What are their strengths, weaknesses? What do you guys think you can capitalize on moving into that?
um, with a team like Eastern Michigan, they're gonna come in here and they're gonna be excited to play, and beating a Power Five team will be something that they will be looking forward to, and they're gonna give us their best. So you never take lightly an opponent like that. If anything, you got to ramp it up. You got to force guys to ramp it up. If you see people kind of taking a step back and relaxing, you never can let that happen, especially with a team like this, because they're a good football team.
Ladarius, we talked about how maybe leadership wasn't great last year. Did you sense a difference this year in the locker room and maybe a calm with your team that, hey, we can come back?
Oh, most definitely. I don't think there was a time um, outside of maybe the last minute of that game where we didn't think we could come back, and just that's something that we were echoing. Like, we got to keep going. Every single drive, we're in the huddle. Don't stop, and that's what we're trying to do. Where we weren't trying to take our foot off the gas. So that's not something that we didn't even have to worry about with this team.
LD, last week against Oklahoma State, you guys struggled on third down conversions. Is there anything specifically that you guys have worked on regarding that?
Third downs. Yep. I'm kidding. I mean, you got to work on your third downs. Like, that's just what you
Do you
do.
work on like any schemes, like any play specifically to get you guys going when it's like third and short and you need that first down?
Well, the best thing you can do to get better at third downs is to get better at first and second downs. So we just keep working on first, second, and third and fourth down. So.
Ladarius, you mentioned how you've been working with the guys on fixing up the small details. You, 2, 3 years ago, who were the guys you looked up to?
Um,
That help clean up the defense.
Cole Cabral, that was my freshman year. Frank Darby, actually, even though he was a receiver, he was a really good leader on this team, and he was just a guy that amplified how to keep the juice going every day. Like, there were times Frank was coming up to me my freshman year, like, "Hey, I watched the one-on-ones. I think you need to be doing this." And like, I'm like, "All right." And so, but Frank is definitely one of those guys for me, and Cole Cabral.
There's some experiences that are like sort of directly related to what you went through that class and Foley just went through because of
Yeah.
the Michigan State experience.
Mm-hmm.
That those guys started for the first time. So what do you talk with them about after a game like that?
Well, I try to echo to them before the game all the things that I wish I would have known at times like that, or how to attack a defender that's supposed to be really good. But after the game, you kind of have to the world isn't gonna make it easy on you when you have a bad game. If you have a bad game, everybody's gonna let you know about it. I mean, my grandma might let me know about it, and so it's just like you don't need to worry about all 37 people that tell you suck now because everybody told me I sucked when we played Utah. Now everybody's telling me I'm good all of a sudden. So it's like you can't worry about that. You know what I mean?
LD, how big of a morale booster is a win against Eastern Michigan this week for your guys' team coming off of a loss like that in Stillwater?
Well, every win's a morale booster, and just like it's just a better feeling in the building when you lose. When you lose a game, it's a morale. What's the word? I don't know. Deflator. There we go. So just that's something that we always want to do.
What is sort of the vibe like in the locker room at this point? Obviously, you guys are removed kind of from the Oklahoma State game. How front forward are you guys thinking at this point?
Right, we're very front forward. Like we're worried about what's next. That's what our OC always echoes to us. So we're really not even thinking about the Oklahoma State game right now, to be quite honest.
Any other questions for LaDarius?
Just one right here. LB, how do you think, you talked a little bit about some of those new guys playing against Oklahoma State, so how do you think the O-line's going to kind of be better now maybe moving forward after playing such a strong team?
Well, there's always growing pains, and just we're just gonna be pretty frank here. If you don't have your best game, it has to put a hunger in you to go out there and have a better game. So that's just we've experienced it. He's experienced it. So that's something that we've all been kind of harping on. So, and just there's a proper way to make sure to prevent that, to be proactive about that. You can't beat a guy down all week long and just to make him play better. There has to be some type of uplifting and coaching and something going on other than just, hey, do better. Because you don't think people want to do good, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
LD, 0 false starts on Saturday is probably something that you don't realize in the moment, but after the fact, you can maybe look back on with some encouragement. How do you get this team to look at that performance and not get complacent in just timing the snap?
That's something that we have to echo and never really stop echoing. Whereas, yeah, we had some penalties on game day, which we don't want, but I guess you can't say it is good that we didn't have a false start being in a hostile environment on the road, but I have to give a lot of credit to this guy. Like, knowing when we need silent cadence, knowing when we don't need it, knowing when it's loud and when it's, not that loud. Just stuff like that. That's really good leadership from him that he did that, so.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, LaDarius.
All right. See y'all later.